What was that? Oh, I guess I accidentally added the explosive trait or something. Well, that's bad. Ah, here it is. The graygoo lab. Before we enter, we have to get decontaminated. Hello everyone, welcome to my graygoo lab. I've spent the last week or two creating this lab, and basically what it is that it's going to be a lab that showcases the mod that I made. It's called the graygoo mod, and it's really awesome. So this room is where we actually create the nanites, or the graygoo. Alright, so in this chest is where we actually have our graygoo. So we first had the graygoo block. There it is. And then we also have this nanite. And basically, the crafting recipes are going to be in the video, so you don't actually have to look for it. But what we do is that we take our graygoo and we place it there in our nanite modifier. And then we place our trait. And then we get this graygoo modifier, get this graygoo. And there we go. So you can see that's now a different color. And if you look here, we actually have the trait. The trait is attached to the graygoo block. And these are the different labs which we're going to be testing our goos on. So we place the block here and it should spread. So the biological nanite, what it does is that it spreads to grass and other biological blocks. You can also right click on any of the goos and it will spread. Alright, so our next type of nanite that we can add to the goo is the solid nanite. So here's the lab. And so as you can see before, you can actually add multiple traits to each graygoo block. So we're going to go ahead and add the solid trait to our biological trait. As you can see here, we have both traits on the same graygoo block. And we're going to take it, and it can spread to these types of blocks here. It can spread to deep slate, coal, and other types of blocks like that. And that's the solid. Then let me just place it here, and then right click on it, and then you can see it actually spreads to these blocks as well. Alright, so the next trait is the fluid trait, and it pretty much is, this is self-explanatory. So we're going to go ahead and continue to add the traits to each other, and we're eventually going to make this super graygoo block. But what the fluid trait does is that it spreads to any types of fluids, so water or lava. But you can see here that we added that. And then we have a pool here, and if we place our graygoo block and right click on it, there we go, it spreads in water. So that's what the fluid trait does. Alright, so the next trait is the tainted trait. So let's just enter here. So the tainted trait, what this does is that it will actually poison you and give you hunger if you step on it or break the block. So again, we're going to go ahead and add the trait. And as you can see, we have all 4 traits that we combined into one singular goo block, and it changes color. But this can't spread on its own, so we'll have to have a biological graygoo block. So I placed it there, right click on it, and now if I continue to spread it and break it, then as you can see, I get hunger and poison if I break it, and it's 10 seconds. So there we go. And if I stand on it, also gives me poison, and also it will kill you if you stand on it. And as you can see, that's what happened there. Just by the name of this, you can already tell that this is going to be a fun one. So we have obsidian there for reasons. So the explosive trait, what this does is, well, it will explode randomly. Duh, of course. But we add it here, and as you can see, we have all of our pre-existing traits as well as the explosive trait. So let me just place it here and right click on it. Throw that block away first, and then right click on it. And there we go. It exploded. That took a while. And this last room is reserved for all the other types of nanites that we have. So if we look here, we have our graygoo, and then we have our broken, corrupted, linear, and other types of traits. So first we're going to test out our broken trait. So what the broken trait does is basically it will go ahead and delete itself once it spreads. So let me add it here, and as you can see, we have the biological trait with it and the solid. And if we place it down and right click it, it's eventually, as you can see, it's going to delete itself. So there we go, it's deleting itself. Alright, so our next trait is the corrupted trait. And basically what this trait does is that it will replace itself with a random block. Really, it's random stone, netherrack, and other types of non-valuable blocks. So we go ahead and right click and let it spread for a little bit. Eventually we should see that it changed, there we go, it changed to basalt, and then since it's solid, it's actually going to eat the basalt and stuff back, but basically it changes to netherrack and lava and other fluids as well, just random blocks. Alright, so another weird trait is the linear trait, and we will need 2 of these traits. So basically what this does is that it spreads in a line or sheet type fashion. So basically we need 2 of these blocks. So let me just try to figure out here how I'm going to place this. Okay, there we go. So I'll place it like that, and then if we right click, it spreads linearly. So it can spread in that direction, but it can't spread if we jump up here. It can't spread over there. Right, so it just can't spread over there. So that, again, that's a weird block. If we place it again, if it's alone, it still can't spread. It just can't spread anywhere. So it's a pretty weird block. Alright, so the second to last trait that I'm going to show you is the rapid trait. So what the rapid trait is that basically it will cause any of the goos to spread very, very quickly, or at least way quicker than normal spreading. So let's place it there. And right click on it, and then it takes a little while to get started, but eventually it's going to spread. Let me just right click there, and there we go, it starts. And finally, the last trait, and a couple other traits I'm going to add, is the self-destruct nanite trait. And basically what the self-destruct nanite trait does is that it will give each goo block the ability to spread to another goo block, aka it self-destructs. It doesn't explode or anything, but that's what I called it. So here we're going to place 1 goo block down that spreads. As you can see, we're going to spread it all around here. And then we're going to place our self-destruct goo right there, and then right click on it, and then as you can see, it starts spreading across the entire area. And then it basically is able to spread into the goo itself. And we also gave it the broken trait, so it's able to actually delete the block. What was that? Oh, okay, so that happened. I guess I accidentally added the explosive trait or something. Well, that's bad. Hopefully our ventilation systems are able to take care of that so that the goo block doesn't actually spread outside of our lab. Alright, let me just check out all the other labs, and you can see that all of the blocks have actually been consumed by the gray goo. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go to my office and relax for a little bit. Alright, let me just click on this. Wait a second. Oh god. Oh no. Oh well, oh god. Oh, what do I do? Oh right, I have the EMP switch in my chest. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use that. I totally forgot to mention that. Let me quickly get there. Oh boy, I can already see something's bad. Something's on fire over there. Alright, I finally made it in. All I need to do is just put it in the center. This EMP array should work all the way up to 64 blocks. Okay, let me just place it here. Flip the switch, put the lever, flip the switch. Okay guys, that was pretty fun. So this has been the Gray Goo mod by myself, and this is what I've been working on for the past week or two, so this is why videos haven't been posted for a little while. All the links to my mod, to the source code, and other things will be in the description below. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like and also subscribe for more videos like these. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.